Hi y'all, this is Tiffany the Outmatched Mama here. I'm going to be talking you through some of my simple tutor plans for classical conversations. We are getting ready to start Cycle 2 this year, and I've got kind of the first 6 weeks planned out and thought I'd share it with you. So for week 1, we're going to be going through the continents and the oceans for geography. And those go really well to the tune Row, Row, Row Your Boat. And so I plan to just sing through it with the kids a few times and let them take turns pointing on the board as we sing it. So the song goes like this. 7 continents on the globe, count them all with me. North America, South America, Africa makes 3. Europe, Asia, Australia, and Antarctica separated by the sea. And then for the oceans part, we'll say, row, row, row your boat around the world's oceans, Indian Ocean, Arctic Ocean, Atlantic, and Pacific. And we'll all take turns coming up and pointing on the board. And then next, for our science sentence, what are the 7 types of biomes? I made this printout, and I'll show you a picture of this beneath this. And basically, I just folded a piece of paper a couple times to make all the different slots so that they could have a visual to go along with all the different biomes. So we'll probably point to these, and we're going to learn some hand motions and also sing it so we can get lots of different parts of the brain stimulated so that we can remember this stuff. So the 7 biomes go really well to the song Frère Jacques. So there are 7 types of biomes, grasslands, deserts, scrublands, tundra, deciduous forest, like you're biting an apple, and then coniferous forests, tropical rainforests. So on those hand motions, the grasslands, we're doing our fingers like grass. The desert, we're fanning ourselves like we're hot. For scrublands, we're going to actually pretend like we're scrubbing our hands. For tundra, we're going to be cold. Pretend like we're cold. For a deciduous forest, the only thing I could come up with was like an apple tree. So we're going to pick apples and take a bite out of them. And then coniferous forests, the one thing my kids love to do with pine trees around is to pick up the pine cones and throw them like they're grenades. So we're going to throw them on coniferous forests, and then on tropical rainforests, we're just going to rain down with our fingers. So hopefully we can remember those. Up next is our math. So we're skip counting 1s and 2s this week. And for that, we are going to write out the numbers on the floor on foam board. And then the kids are going to jump on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 12. And then once we all take a turn jumping, we're going to practice saying them faster and faster until every kid gets it. And then for the 2s, we're going to hop over the number in between. So we're going to start on not a number, hop over 1 onto 2, and then hop over 3 onto 4. So that we can remember that. And then I've also brought pairs of mismatched socks that we're going to take turns throwing as we count 2, because each bundle will be 2 socks. So hopefully those 2 active things will be good for my little ones to do. Then for Latin, we're just going to play that directly off of the app. We have downloaded the Cycle 2 app onto my iPhone, and we're going to play the song that's on there because it's easy. All the pronunciation is on there. It's really wonderful. And we're going to pass out little finger puppets and let all the kids let their little finger puppet sing it over and over and over and over, so hopefully we can remember our Latin. For our history sentence, we are going to practice saying the sentence in funny voices. So I'm going to let the kids come up with whatever funny voice they want to say, like a mouse or a giant. And every kid will get a turn to pick out what funny voice we're going to say it in. And we're also going to use some hand motions just so that we can get more parts of the brain active so that we can remember it better. So the sentence this week is, tell me about Charlemagne. In 800 AD, during the medieval period, Pope Leo III crowned Charlemagne Holy Roman Emperor of Europe. So we're going to do all those motions, and we're going to say it in funny voices. There's also a song on the app for this too, and there are some weeks we might use that as well, but this week I think that'll be enough for us. For our timeline, we're really lucky in the group that we're a part of that timeline is done in a group session in the beginning in the morning. So all of the song and motions and everything are always figured out every week for us, so I don't actually have to go over that with the kids, which is great. For our presentation skills this week, we eat snack while we do our presentations, and it's just we're going to be talking about our summer, and we're going to get to know our audience this week, so that should be fun. And then during the first 6 weeks, this is our drawing time, and the first week is over oils. So you can refer to your guide or your book if you need to know more about that, but I plan to read the book Ish, and I'll put a link down there. It's really helped my kids learn to just try art projects, because in the story there's just a little boy that really enjoys drawing and does a lot of drawing, and it ends up one of his older brothers makes fun of his drawing, so he just gives it up completely because he doesn't think any of his work is good enough. But his little sister has came along and has kept all of these sweet little drawings he's made, and even though it doesn't look perfect, it looks ish, like what it's supposed to be ish. So the painting he made of a vase is vase-ish. A drawing he made of a dog it's dog-ish looking. So we're going to hope that this will work the same way with our kids in class, that if any of them are scared to try something, that they will realize that it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be ish, and we're just going to have fun and try it while we do it. So we're going to read that book, we're going to go over the basics of what oils are, and we're going to practice drawing those each on our individual whiteboards that all the kids have. And then we're going to do an oil worksheet that I made. I will link to this below where you can get it to print out, but I just printed off some boxes on the computer and drew some simple drawings using our oils that I want the kids to try to practice drawing a few times so that we can just make oil-ish drawings. And then we're going to draw an owl and a few other pictures if we have time out of the Draw Right Now book series that are just simple step-by-step drawing using basically oil steps to draw these animals that I found that even my youngest kids, like 4-year-olds, are able to do, which is really neat. So I'll link to that below. And then for our review game, we're going to play Wiggle Worms, which basically we're just going to take turns pulling out popsicle sticks, and each stick has a different review subject. And so the first week we get a whole 30 minutes to go over all the lesson material that we've gone over today, so it should be great. And when the kids draw out the one with the wiggle worm on it, we just wiggle, and the kids have a lot of fun with that, and it just keeps the review fun. So those are basically my plans for the first week. We also have science, which is planned out for you in the book if you just read it in the experiment book, and lunch, but I think there's no big plans there. So that's what we're going to do for week 1 during CC Cycle 2. Thanks.